accomplished?
How would this be accomplished? By
I mean,
spending, direct spending.
you mean by the U.S. government?
By subsidizing business to make investments and sell products to them, to establish trade, because with the mercantilists in charge here, the oil patch gang and the other extractors, they really do believe in trade. They believe in globalism. It's Lexus and the olive tree it's possible. Because then leadership will not be preoccupied with trying to take out tyrants and dictators. They'll be working at market share for the different products. And I think that if there were all these foreign investments in these countries, especially like Iraq, then there'd be less motivation to attack them, because it would be bad for their investments. Bad for business. And so truly letting globalism work, it could make this kind of dictatorial power obsolete.
But how would you diminish Saddam Hussein's chokehold on that country, his dictatorship?
Well, by giving directly to the people.
And how would you do that? His army would say no.
No, but this is through the business community for making goods and wonderful American franchises for fast food and products that would make their lives better. And if Saddam Hussein stood in the way of this kind of benign society, he'd probably be very simply assassinated by his underlings.
Well, wouldn't you say he's standing in the way of some kind of development right now? And
Well,
nobody's assassinating him.
Well, look how the sanctions have worked. They've really taken him out, haven't they? No, just killed all the innocents, and the children have suffered, and all the people that we don't want to talk about have been harmed. Not the person that is to be the target. And all this stupidity focused this way actually empowers him. It's just like Arafat thrives on being Mr. Underdog and being the roadrunner of the Mideast. Whereas the coyote Sharon is going after him, pow! And he escapes. And everybody feels sorry for Arafat. So you can be very powerful and have all the artillery and everything and just be losing the PR war by casting Arafat in this role of the persecuted underdog, trembling before the armed might of the Israelis as they take over more and more. We're not going to talk about that. And so the same kind of thing, every time hostile things or sabers are rattled towards Saddam Hussein, who's sitting on the oil, we decide, well, maybe I'll turn this a little bit off, or I won't officially sell it. So it goes through the usual backdoor channels that it's being sold anyway. So all these sanctions, all these these ways of trying to deal with Saddam have come to naught. You'll see how that worked with Castro. Hey, great American foreign policy. Let's guarantee longevity in a dictator by demonizing him. Hey, that's pretty smart.
So what would you have done with Castro?
I definitely wouldn't have had the sanctions. I'd again use the American business system and mercantilism, Alexis and the olive tree to co-opt.
Well, maybe he was getting a better bargain from the USSR.
Bargain? There's no
Some.
free lunch. No, he was becoming a shill, drawing more for the USSR, calling bad attention from the U.S. No, we almost had World War III over that little problem. And now it's just embarrassment. It's kind of like, gets more embarrassing as years go by with this kind of interventionism and attempt to enforce the Monroe Doctrine. I'm afraid that Bush administration has been privatizing too much. That's why the coup failed. Yeah, they did a great job in Venezuela, all right. Well, they probably contracted with the lowest bidder.
What was that all about?
What?
In Venezuela.
Well, we didn't like, or the Bush administration didn't like the dictator who was getting cozy with people that the right-wing Bushies didn't like Castro, or taking a trip to Libya, or other undesirable activities and associations, and so not our kind of guy. And so we have this bad habit of thinking that we're some sort of Übermensch politically, that we can go and treat other countries, especially in the hemisphere, like there's some sort of corporate franchise. Oh, well, let's see, let's go and install a government here in Panama. Good example. Oh, yeah. And all these kinds of ludicrous involvements. Oh, yeah, we don't like this guy. Let's just go and have him assassinated. Oh. In Chile. Yeah, let's take care of Allende. We don't like him. So these kinds of behind-the-scenes, vicious, clandestine activities. Oh yeah, this missionary couple and their kid flying in this private plane that didn't give the right ident to the air patrol from this privatized, wink wink, not part of the U.S. government command structure. Yeah, this is the kind of interventionism that is really bad for the country, bad for America, bad for all that it touches. You know, now going down to Colombia and practicing ecocide, glyphosate, which can't be approved for the use in the United States, which no compunction about spraying it in Colombia on the coca. However, didn't appear to work, and the coca production is up, and God knows how many deformities and how many poisonings of children and other innocents will be suffered as a result of this idiocy.
Well, what would be your policy on with cocaine if you had a major say in U.S.
Legalize
cocaine
it,
policy?
encourage its production